Hello, I'm continuing my reviews on the Halloween series. Now, I'm well aware that it's past Halloween now, but, unfortunately, I could not finish reviewing the Halloween series before Halloween, because certain things kind of came up, so I'm gonna try to finish up reviewing the Halloween series, and after I'm done reviewing the Halloween series, I'm, gonna start doing more book reviews and stuff, but, yeah, the film I want to review is Halloween 6, The Curse of Michael Myers. Now, I have this movie on this DVD here where it comes with Halloween H2O and Halloween Resurrection. Now, Halloween 6 is definitely one of the most hated films in the series, and I could definitely understand why. I mean, there's a lot of stupid shit in this movie, like, it has a very dumb plot line, but believe it or not, I don't really hate the movie. I definitely like it a lot better than Part 5, because Halloween 5 was a complete mess, and I'm not saying this movie isn't really a mess either in terms of story, because the story in this movie is almost completely ridiculous, but I could kind of watch this movie as like a guilty pleasure. I mean, it's not a good movie, but for some reason when I watch this movie, I get some entertainment out of it, so I could watch this movie as kind of like a guilty pleasure or kind of like a time waster. I mean, it's not really a good movie, but it's definitely a hell of a lot better than Halloween 5, and to be honest, I think it's a time waster. I think it's an alright movie. Now, there are actually two versions of this movie, or at least two versions that I've seen. This DVD comes with the theatrical version of the movie, but there is actually a version of this movie called the producer's cut, and I have seen the producer's cut as well, and to be honest, I prefer this version to the producer's cut, even though some people say the producer's cut is actually better. In my opinion, this version is better than the producer's cut, at least in my opinion. You know, I mean, it's already not really a good movie, but personally, I think this version is better than the producer's cut of the movie, and apparently there is also a director's cut, but I've never seen that one. I've only seen the theatrical version and the producer's cut. Okay, so the plot of the movie revolves around a cult that worships this demon called Thorn, and that's one of the main problems with the movie, is it's really more of a satanic cult movie than it is a Halloween movie. Like, it's really a satanic cult movie that simply has Michael Myers in it, but basically it's set 6 years after the events of Halloween 5. Now, you find out that after the events of Halloween 5, Michael Myers and Jamie have been taken by this cult, and basically you find out that Jamie has been kept prisoner by them for the past 6 years. Now, in the beginning of the movie, you see Jamie giving birth to a baby. Now, in the theatrical cut of the movie, they don't explain who the baby's father is, but they do explain it in the producer's cut, and it's actually really, really fucked up. It turns out, and I shit you not, that apparently this cult actually had Michael Myers rape Jamie, and he impregnated her with this baby. I shit you not, that's what they explain in the producer's cut of the movie, and, and that's really fucked up, actually. I mean, it's a little too fucked up for a Halloween movie, I think, but, basically if you go by the producer's cut of the movie, that means that this baby is actually Michael Myers' son, but what happens is, in the beginning of the movie, Jamie gives birth to this baby, but she eventually manages to escape from these people with the baby, and what happens is Michael Myers goes after her, and she manages to hide the baby. Now, in the theatrical cut of the movie, Michael Myers kills her, but in the producer's cut, she actually dies later on in the movie, because, you know, both this and the producer's cut are very different from each other, but what happens is this baby eventually falls into the hands of Tommy Doyle. Now, Tommy Doyle was a character from the first movie. Now, in the first movie, the character of Laurie Strode was babysitting this little boy named Tommy Doyle. That character actually comes back in this movie. Obviously, he's much older now, and what happens is he's now taking care of this baby, and what happens is, in the movie, he eventually meets Sam Loomis, and one thing I will say about this movie that I liked is they actually make the character of Sam Loomis a lot more likable than he was in Halloween 5, because in Halloween 5, he was a complete asshole, but in this movie, they actually make him a little more likable in this one, and I'm not saying he's not an unlikable character. Like, he's a likable character in the other ones. It's just in Halloween 5, they really made the character of Sam Loomis a complete asshole, but in this movie, I think they do a better job with the character. In this movie, you actually do like the character of Sam Loomis, but what happens is, in the movie, Sam Loomis and Tommy Doyle, they eventually find out about this cult, and basically now they're trying to stop this cult, and so yeah, that's the basic plot line of the movie. Tommy Doyle and Sam Loomis are now trying to stop this cult, and at the same time, though, you find out that the Strode family, who is the family who adopted Michael Myers' sister Laurie after her parents died, you find out that the Strode family has actually, or members of the Strode family have actually moved into the Myers house, and you gotta think, why the hell would you move into that house, considering all the shit that your family has been through because of Michael Myers? Why would you even move into that house? But you find out in the movie that apparently they only moved into the house because the father in the family was never able to sell the house or something, because he's like a real estate agent. But it's just kind of stupid that they would even be in that house. But you find out that Michael Myers is now going after members of the Strode family, and what happens is there's a little boy in the family, and and it turns out that this cult is going after the little boy because the little boy is also hearing the voice of Thorn, who is the demon who made Michael Myers do what he did. So you're supposed to assume that Thorn is now trying to make this little boy kind of like the next Michael Myers or something. Now, one thing I thought was interesting is the mother and the father in the Strode family. Their names are actually John and Debra, and I thought that was kind of funny. I thought that was kind of a funny little reference because, the first Halloween movie was written by John Carpenter and Debra Hill, so I thought that was kind of funny how the father and the mother in the family's names are John and Debra. But besides that, I mean, I like the movie as a guilty pleasure, but I can completely understand why people don't like this movie. Now, Paul Rudd actually plays Tommy Doyle in the movie, and to be honest, he's really not that good in the movie. I mean, he's not terrible, but in this movie, he really didn't do that good of a job. I mean, it's not a great movie, but I like it as a guilty pleasure. So yeah, that's my review on Halloween, The Curse of Michael Myers, and